Online lecturing has been a hot topic throughout last couple of months, especially due to COVID-19 situation, and most of the institute had to move their classes to virtual context. Preparation for the class really depend on the subject I'm doing. So personally, I'm trying to get a subject that I'm usually familiar with, and preferably that goes with my day-to-day work life at on my digital sector. So first thing I would do is try to do research bit to see is there something that I have missed, or is there something that I don't know but would be useful to teach in my subject. And second thing is to understand what is the syllabus says and what kind of depth level on the subject that I need to deliver to the class that I'm doing, so I understand what students are expecting, and also I know what kind of knowledge that I should transfer to them during my class sessions. Once the content is done, the delivery also holds a big importance when I come to online classes, especially on an online environment, because the personal interaction is not there like on a usual class. Understand, it's important that we use more interactive methods. For example, can we host a pool, or can we make virtual teams and then bring them into the class content and they can interact with the lecturer to understand better. Because something I realized especially during online classes is that if you keep lecturing or keep teaching from your point of view without interacting with students, the success rate of that class session is very minimal. In most of the cases, you need to make sure that your students are interacting with you, so they will understand much better than you teaching but they are not interacting. So when I'm doing the classes, most of the time something I try to do is make sure that the constant conversation is going with them. So either we use voice chat or the chat bar on whatever the software that I'm using to host the class sessions, to make sure that the constant communication is there. One tool I use in most of the cases is something called Kahoot. Kahoot is a interactive mobile-based education competition creator or quiz creator, pool creator, that you could interact with your students through their mobile phones and your platform, and deliver whatever the questions or the discussions you have on the subject in a more interactive way, so people get more excited to be a part of that. So you could create Kahoot by allocating mark systems and use different gamification models to make sure that your students are keen to participate, which will eventually give them a better idea or better understanding about the course content. So right here we are just before starting a lecture session. So in terms of the setup, I have dual screens to host the lecture, and one screen is wirelessly connected to an iPad through a sidecar options. So it actually helped me to have the conversation going in one screen while having my presentation on the second screen. So that's the main reason that I'm using a sidecar or a secondary screen here. So while we having the class, if I'm running any interactive sessions, if I'm running any pool or quiz, all I have to do is move my presentation or the quiz into the second screen, and then I can continue to discuss and have a chat with the students while the other screen is running whatever the task I'm doing at that moment. Yesterday we had the chance of doing 2 lectures online. I think most probably would be the last lecture that we are doing this month virtually. And after all the preparation that you saw that happening and what I showcases on the video, it has been a good 2 final sessions, and we managed to do a few activities using Kahoot. We used to have discussion through Microsoft Teams and both of the institute, and it has been a good session so far.